All right, so today's lecture is going to be on regular expressions. Now, regular expressions is also known as regex, the reg for reg, regular, and ex for expressions. And regular expressions are basically patterns that are used to match different character combinations. Each language has its own individual implementation of it. Bless you. So a Ruby regular expression will look slightly different from a JavaScript regular expression, but overall it's pretty similar. All right, so it basically works like this. If you go on any website, okay, honestly, the entire internet is a giant form. Like, honestly, it's just a giant form. Even if you go to like, let's go to walmart.com, right? The whole idea behind walmart.com is that I'm basically going to sign in. Let's actually just even create an account. If I were just to kind of go over how to use the internet, I suppose this is a giant form. No, like if I had numbers in here, it says please enter a valid first name. How does it do that? You know, basically what's happening on the front end is like this form has a regular expression powering it. It's basically seeing, are you entering any sort of numbers? Because most people's, I'm fairly certain most people's first names do not have a number anywhere in them. So let's just say John 1 2 3. Are you still going to catch that? Oh, somehow that allows me to have it. Maybe if I do 1 2 3 John. Wow, that's interesting. As long as it looks like their regular expression powering Walmart.com is, as long as there's any letters in there, you're probably good. So let's just do 1. That's totally a legitimate first name. That's probably not a good thing. You might not want. What's that?
Without special characters.
Maybe. John. Okay. No?
No special character.
No, how about 1 special character? Okay, so it looks like any special characters they don't like. Let's just do John 1 2 3. Still good as long as there's a string and no bang symbol, it looks like. And we're just going to keep testing out how far we can go with this. John 1 2 3. So each website will have its own individual, its special like regular expression powering each form. And the web is essentially just one giant form. Again, you go to walmart.com, you sign up for an account, this is a giant form. If I want to sign in instead of logging in, instead of signing up, again, this is one giant form. I don't know why I did that. An email address is required and a password is required. This is another form. Like you can kind of, if you start just using the web, even if you go to Google, it says, please enter your search thing. It's a form. The entire web is one giant form. So when I'm here and I do like an email address, let's just do John code Platoon. It says, please enter a valid email address. Okay, maybe I need a .com. Okay, maybe a dot something, dot anything. I think it just needs a John at. It looks like the regular expression here is I need an at symbol and I need a dot. As long as I have those two particular things, I'm pretty good. Let's just do at and dot. That's no good. J at C. Oh, okay, that's no good. Let's just do J at C dot C. Please enter a valid email address. Let's refresh this page. Maybe it's unhappy with me. John at codeplatoon.org. That one is good to go. Let's do John at code.com. That's probably fine. Not a site.net. So it looks like this particular regular expression is looking for an at symbol, like a domain name of some given length, and then dot anything.
Excuse me. When you just did one character at, one character dot, one character, that wouldn't fly.
That didn't work. Yeah, so when I did J at C dot C or something like that, it says please enter a valid email address. So I'm just going to kind of test the boundaries. It looks like you can have any length at it looks like this domain, the domain name has to be a certain number of letters long, and then
Erase that. J, just leave it j@.com. No.
Nope.
Okay, so anything.
So it's a
What if you put a
j at a.com actually still works.
what
This
if
is
you put
string.
an asterisk after the at, like an asterisk? No, before the .com.
I'm not sure any domain name has special characters in it, so I think that's why it keeps blowing up like that. But you can kind of see it's operating super quickly. You know, this is all JavaScript happening on the front end, basically saying like, is the thing that this person entered a valid email address? And there are specific rules that Walmart.com has deemed like good for, you know, checking whether or not an email address is valid or not. So regular expressions basically work like this. Your user inputs some text. Your compiler, whether it be Ruby or front-end JavaScript or something, using whatever language you decide, reads that input and pattern matches it. If it passes, it does one thing. If it doesn't pass, it does something else. So j@a.com is evidently a totally legitimate website. But if I do John at, it says please enter a valid email address. Again, if it's good to go, then it won't give me this red message. If it's not good to go, it'll give me this red message. This is really important for something like, what's that? Okay. I was like, that is something completely different. So this is really good for things like email addresses. This is also really good for phone numbers. You're going to hate phone numbers when you start dealing with like people, because whatever company you work for, you want to get people's information. Most likely you're going to enter their phone number inside of your form. Now there are like 50,000 ways that people like to enter phone numbers. I'm of the camp of maybe I'll do like 312-555-6677. I think this looks clean. I think it's nice for people to read. I always have my horrible friends that do this. Like I was like, please, I can't read that. I know it's convenient for you, but it's really hard for me to read.
Computers would like that.
Computers don't care.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest.
Yeah, that's the easiest one for them.
Yeah.
But it's like 312.555.6677. Like there are many ways to represent a phone number, right?
You could even put the word, whatever, like call ATT.
Yeah, it's like call ATT is totally a legitimate thing as well.
And then +1, the number.
There's like country codes and everything like that. So if we're talking just purely like let's pretend we're in the US, we're writing for US based customers, so we don't have to worry about the +1. You can already see there are 3 ways to represent how people enter stuff. So if you give them an empty form, just a blank field, and you save that into your database and you say like call every person on this list, and it's looking for 7 numbers in a row, 10 numbers in a row, like this second one here, it's not going to know how to call parentheses 312 space 555. You know, it only knows how to call the second one. So your job as the developer is, I have these 3 different phone numbers. I want to just grab all the digits. Like I don't care about the spaces. I don't care about these periods. I don't care about these hyphens in the middle of things. I just need to grab all the numbers. And that's what your boss tasks you to do on your first day. Okay, Aaron, we have 1,000 people a day signing up for our service, and we're calling 1,000 people, but 800 of them are no good. And the reason behind that is when we're saving it into our database, we're saving it as whatever they enter. Instead of that, exactly. I only want to grab the numbers and not these parentheses, because it's screwing up our automatic dialer. Can you write something that will basically just grab only the numbers from these things? So you say, okay, I learned about regular expressions. I know a regular expression is something I can do to match up with this. And this is a quick reference, so this is not everything. So when we talk about regular expressions, they're going to go between 2 forward slashes. Remember, if forward slash is the person facing upwards, and since you're all looking at me this way, it's leaning forward. The backslash is the person that's standing straight up and leaning backwards. So between 2 forward slashes, your regular expression is going to go here. I need to look over here and basically read this very nonsensical looking code. Like this is like pure code right here. And I want to basically see which one of these would be useful. So just kind of glance at this really quickly and let me know if there's anything that jumps out to you.
Any non-digit.
Any non-digit. All right, so it says \d. So any non-digit right here. So unfortunately, that gives me everything but the but the numbers. I just want the numbers.
No white space. So backspace S.
Backspace, capital S or lowercase s?
Any digit.
What's that?
You just grab any digit, lowercase d.
Lowercase d. Okay. That's pretty cool. Someone decides to add in 1, 2, 3. Now your phone numbers are super long. It's too long. You know, you have 13 phone numbers instead of 10.
Okay, any digit.
So I only want 10 digits. Like right now, I can just add a whole bunch of numbers, and this is something that my automatic machine is going to call over and over.
Excuse me, you want to do a squiggly brackets?
Mm-hmm. A squiggly bracket.
Between 3 and 6 of A.
Mm-hmm.
So between 0 and 9.
It's 10, I think.
10.
Is it 10?
But
Area code plus.
if it's index, yeah, it's 10 numbers.
It's 10 numbers, right?
Yeah, 10 numbers.
Okay. So I have the regular expression reads any digit with between 0 and 10 of A. I don't know what A is. I think it's actually just \d. Yeah, that A doesn't make a difference. So when it says, when this thing down here is like literally the letter A between 3 and 6 of the letter A. So here this \d is between 0 and 10 any digits.
Then \W, any non-word character.
So again, I just want the first 10 numbers that somebody enters in. I don't want I don't want more than that. I don't want special characters. I just want the first 10 digits that somebody enters in.
Capture everything enclosed, but you'd have to enclose it.
I can enclose this. Doesn't seem like it makes too much of a difference.
What if you get rid of the 0 and the comma inside of those braces?
Okay, what if I get rid of the 0 and this comma? Okay. Yeah, now it looks a little and now it's challenging because I'm not.
The caret sign started below. No.
Nope. So what's happening here is I have \d10. So the issue, what I'm finding right here is I'm capturing all the digits that are just 10 in a row. So that's why 3, 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7 works, and then this nonsensical, the first 10 of this nonsensical thing also matches. But I'm not getting the first 10 of this, so like 3, 1, 2, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 here.
So you want to take what you have, get rid of the 10, replace it with 3, and then write it again for another 3, and then again for another 4. Oh, that didn't work. I wanted it to work.
Almost did. I'm still at the same point as before because it's any 3 digits, any 3 digits, any 4 digits in succession is the same thing as any 10 digits in succession. So again, like you don't like the good thing about regular expressions is that you don't really need to have any like programming background. It's just kind of like, how imaginative can I be with the rules that you give me here? And I'm just going to keep testing it over and over again.
What does ignore white spaces? Can you do 10 and ignore the white spaces? Or no?
Maybe. Let's take a look. So you said let's do 10 and then ignore the white spaces. Where is ignore the white spaces?
X, all the way on the bottom.
All the way on the bottom.
Down, yeah.
Ignore white space. Nope.
What if you put X at the beginning of it?
I think X actually goes to the end. I'm sorry. Doesn't make a difference though. So I think for this one, if I'm not mistaken, it's any 3 digits. So that selects everything. Any 3 digits followed by any like non-digit, 0 or more of that, followed by 3 digits, anything, and then followed by 4 digits. Nope, that's unhappy.
What worked for the first two?
Once it, yeah, it worked. It kind of worked for the first 2. See, it didn't select 6, 7, 7 at the end. So 3, 3. Did I mess something up here?
It's because it's selecting the 1, 2, 3 on the previous line.
Ooh, okay. Let's just get rid of this for now. Three, 1, 2, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Again, I just want the numbers. So obviously this one is not working.
Hire interns.
What's that?
You hire interns.
You are the intern.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You are the person who's going to be writing this. Yeah. Graham, can you shut off the heat? Thanks.
So we know we need backspace D.
Backspace D. We definitely need that. So this is any digit.
We don't necessarily need white space.
We don't necessarily need white space. In fact, I prefer if you don't have white space.
That's backspace S, cap S.
This one's taking into account this dash right here. That backspace S is any non-white space character, so it's literally anything besides space. So I also have all these dashes in here. I'm not pleased with that.
All right.
Let's Google it. Let's not bang our heads. So it's kind of like regex for phone numbers inside of Ruby. All right, so it looks like we have all of this. Looks like it's been asked before. Somebody's got a whole bunch of things. 1, 2, 3 dash 4, 5, 6 dash 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like a whole bunch of other ways of doing things. This is their crazy looking regex. They don't like it, so they asked on Stack Overflow. We're gonna look for the check mark. And this actually, I believe, is the agreed upon answer. So let's see if this works, and we'll try to decipher this giant regular expression. Forward slashes must be escaped. Whoops, here you go. No matches. They don't like it. That's not
John, maybe the Z has to go in that last box.
Oh, yes. I don't see a back. Nope. End of string. Nope. The Z has to go here. But I have no matches, even though that's the agreed upon regular expression.
I didn't see a question mark in there on the Ruby one.
Question mark?
Yeah, there's no question mark, so they're using things that are contained in the reference.
This could be old.
It's not all encompassing.
So these are just like basically mostly used.
Yeah, that's like a quick test.
It looks like this could be something.
There you go.
Okay, so this is good. But it's only selecting things that you enter in a specific way. And this might be what you want. Like this might be like what you need. So it's kind of like I only want it to be input a certain way. So you can kind of see I've tested out 3 different phone numbers and 3 different ways that you could type it. You could say just on your website, like, hey, like you only enter it like this, no special characters, no spaces. I'm expecting 10 digits only. And at that point, there's only one way to enter your phone number, which is using all digits and not anything else. The other option that I was thinking is just like, sucks, just choose the first 10 digits. Ignoring whites, how do I ignore white space?
Ignore white spaces, X at the end.
I did, that didn't give me anything.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, you could do something like this where it's literally just like 312 555 6677. Like I have all the numbers here. It's just kind of like, I'm just going to grab the first 10. Sucks if you entered more numbers. So there's like many other ways to do it, but this actually leads pretty well into Ruby regex phone number. You're not the first person to end up with this to try to figure out why, like how to fix this, right? You're not the first person to have to do things for social security numbers or for email addresses or for phone numbers and things like that. You can already start to see there are.
Well, don't most developers, they separate into 3 boxes, so it forces the user to put in their format?
Yeah,
And
that is one way to
have
do
an
it.
optional extension on the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to solve this problem. I'm saying like if let's say you're archaic and you literally have just a text box with no validations whatsoever, now you have to create that validation for yourself. But you can kind of see like there are many different, like all you have to do is go to Ruby Gems. Again, Ruby Gems is that all the Ruby libraries that you have available for you. All you have to do is just type in phone and you have like all of these different phone basically validations. So I can just even check this phone one, jump over to the home page, go over to their GitHub. So it's not been updated a terribly large amount. The last time that happened was 11 months ago, so it's not really actively maintained. But they just say like, all you have to do is do gem install phone, like that's all you need to do. And then all you have to do to run it is just do phoner.phone valid and then just some sort of thing. So let's just try that out. So I'm just going to do gem install phone. So these are, again, these are libraries that someone has wrote to make your life easier so that you don't have to do this regular expression. Powering this particular library is most likely like a regular expression. I'm going to jump into IRB, acquire phone. So all I have to do is follow their instructions. It just says phoner, : phone valid, and I pass in something. Phoner, phone.valid, and then I'll just do not a number. And it just tells me false. What about 312 555 66? So I don't have enough numbers. It's also not a number. 77. Oh, that's not good. I don't think it. I don't. What's someone's actual number? What's the code platoon number? 767 7. What's the code platoon number, Rod?
312 767 7673.
7673 is also valid. Okay, this is a bad example because it's not actually doing it. Very relaxed. It basically strips out anything that's number or plus character. What's that?
Like what are the regex expressions for things that are like the most common, like that in our challenges, like capitals or spaces or?
Sure. So we have, the most popular ones is kind of like yesterday we were doing stuff with AEIOU, right?
Yeah.
So you can so vowels would be kind of important.
Or a string.
Or like if it has any special characters, you might want to detect that. It's kind of like if I'm entering a social security number, I expect 3 digits dash 2 digits dash 4 digits. So if it doesn't follow that particular thing, then it wouldn't be any good for me. The ones you're going to do specifically today revolve mostly around phone numbers. Let's do one more quick exercise together. Let's just do social security numbers. So my test string, who wants to give me their social security number? And please keep in mind that this will be on YouTube forever. Let's just say it's 111-22-333-3333. I want you to write me a regular expression using everything down here. just to detect the numbers and just, I mean, just to make sure that you're only selecting the social security number. So I'm going to give you 3 different versions. So obviously this is the only one that I want. These are not valid social security numbers. I only want 3 digits, dash 2 digits, dash 4 digits. So using the quick reference down here, tell me what to type in order to capture just this first test string.
/D.
The first 3.
So it's \D gives me all the numbers.
So curly brace
Mhm.
3, and then I'll do square bracket with a dash in between, and then the next 2 would be D curly brace 2, and another square bracket dash.
Yep.
And then D 4.
Okay. I can do you one better. I actually don't think you need this.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So again, regular expressions are pretty simple in terms of like conceptually they're pretty simple. It's just use this archaic, weird looking language that only computers understand and write something that matches a test string. If it matches, then it'll tell you. If it doesn't match, it won't tell you. All right, so for today you have a few challenges. We covered JavaScript libraries yesterday. We covered debugging, Prion debugger. We covered destructive versus non-destructive methods. Destructive methods in Ruby generally have a bang at the end. They alter the original. Non-destructive methods do not alter the original. Shift and pop alter the original. Those don't have a bang at the end. So just be careful of that. So you have a few challenges for today. Regex1 is an online resource that we found that actually is quite good. So work on this with your pairing partner, and you have to get through all through the end. And this will give you a lot of good practice. We have phone numbers where we have, this is going to be in Ruby regular expressions, where I'm going to give you a whole bunch of method like has phone number, get all phone numbers, hide phone number, and format phone number. These are all different things that something you might do on an actual job. Your job is just to write all the code to make these particular specs pass. Now this is written in RSpec. It reads a lot like English. I'm not going to have anybody write this quite yet, but basically you can kind of read it like this. So require relative validate phone, which means that inside of this file, it's going to use the code found in validate phone. And these describe blocks basically describe one particular method. So describe has phone number tests. So these are tests all related around the has phone number ? Method. It's like it returns true if it has a string that appears to be a phone number. This is just for you to read so that when you run rspec this file, like it will return to you like what it'll read more like English. I expect when I run this particular code that the result is going to be equal to true. When I run this particular code, I expect my result to be false. That's basically what it's doing. It's just a fancier way of writing that driver code that puts true or false kind of thing that we've been doing. And then after that, there's a fun one called stock picker, which is fairly difficult. The idea is if you know if you have all the prices for one particular day, how do you choose the largest, like when you should buy and then when you should sell?
That's kind of like.
Well, this is I mean, this is the crystal ball. Like, let's pretend it's like, let's pretend it's the day after and you have all the stock prices for all the different hours of the day.
It's just like a back. This would be a back test.
Yeah, it's a back test. There's no way to do this in real life. Otherwise, nobody would need to work. And then for homework, we have some pairs in JavaScript and Ruby. So that's pretty much it for regular expressions. Again, this is just pattern matching. You can use rubular.com. It's a great resource. Just type in your particular regular expression up here. Your test string is good to go down here. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to stop recording here. And then Delta Platoon is going to come in at 11 o'clock, so in about 50 minutes or so. So just be ready for remote just to hop on at 11. And then for everyone who's getting started with pairing here in person, make sure you're kind of at a good place to stop because they're going to be coming in.